need to type in this ID and password now. Okay, so here's some of the instructions. You don't have a mouse and keyboard, so they kind of try to create a way to simulate a mouse and keyboard using the touch screen, and it's kind of not the easiest thing in the world to use, but it works if you need to. So here is our desktop, which is coming from this computer right next to us, and we can move the mouse cursor around. Right now it's way up there at the top left by clicking on the mouse cursor and dragging it. And then if we want to click on something, like to X out of this window, we just tap on our screen. And if we want to right click, say to delete this file, you can hold your, you can click and hold, and then it'll open up this little menu like we right clicked. So if you need to show a PowerPoint and all you have is this device for some reason, and you want to have all those cool transition effects, you can show it with this method if you want to. You could go and open up the full version of PowerPoint on your device here, and then you can create all your effects, or you can pull up an existing PowerPoint and do everything that you would do on a full computer. So it's very handy. At the far bottom right, you can see a little button to pop up our keyboard. And you have to do that anytime that you want to type. So it's, like I said, it's kind of an onerous interface to use, but it does let you get a lot of functionality out of your iPad that you wouldn't otherwise have because it's sort of a limited device. Very handy thing to use TeamViewer. One also to go over, Dragon Dictation. This is a tool for turning your speech into text. It can be really handy if you're taking notes, or you could potentially even use it to transcribe parts of a lecture into text on the fly. You just open up Dragon Dictation, and we are in the Americas. And once it starts here, we just talk into it, and it will turn it into text. Hi, my name is Josh, and this is my sentence. So it does a really good job of accurately understanding your input and turning it into text. If you want to insert punctuation, you can do that as well. You can say exclamation point. And it got my word "say" as well. So. And you can enter line breaks if you want to as well. You can say, well, it's going to record over there. New paragraph. New paragraph, this is my sentence. Okay. So it puts it in a new paragraph in my case. Very handy tool for writing things if you don't feel like typing. You can click the little button at the top right to email this text to yourself, or put it on Facebook or Twitter or whatever you want to do with it. Or you can cut and paste it somewhere into your browser or something like that. Just wanted to point out that that's an option that you can use instead of typing. It's also a way that you can do some recording. Speaking of recording, I wanted to show real quick how you can record audio on your device. And there is an app that we did not download yet. So we're going to go to our App Store, and it is called iTalk. And we're going to install the iTalk recorder. that'll take just a minute to install. Okay. So it has a very simple interface. This is an app that's designed for the iPhone, so it doesn't use up all the screen real estate on our device. But it's still pretty easy to use. You just press this big record button, and we talk into it, and we record what we're saying. And we can give it a name. And we talk into it, and we record what we're saying. And it can record several hours worth of audio. You can adjust the quality setting when you do the recording. If you're going to be recording a super long piece of audio, click on the record button again, and there's this little good, better, best option at the bottom. You want to choose the lowest quality if you're going to be talking for a long time. This is a great way for you to, record a lecture that a student missed, and then you can just send it right to them. And I'll show you here. If you click on this recording that we have, and you click this arrow next to it, we can click the send icon that's at the top right, and there's an option just to email it, and you can email it right to the student or to yourself or whatever. If the file is way too big and it's too big for you to email, you can go into iTunes and you can drag it out, sort of like I showed you how to do earlier with dragging photos and videos onto your desktop. You can also do it through my computer. So it's a really handy sort of voice recorder that you can use. Are you all familiar at all with QR codes? Let me think of how I can... Well, I'm going to have a difficult time showing how to do this because I don't have two screens to work with. Just a second. Yes. Yes. That's fine. We're just going to search Google for QR codes, and we can go get a free QR code generator. And this lets you enter a link, and it'll turn the link into a little image. And then you can paste that image into a syllabus or anything you want to, so students can get to it really quickly using their iPhone. So say we want to make a link to the library's website. We can type it into this QR code generator and click this generate button here. And it'll turn into this big sort of gobbledygook symbol. And I'm going to scan it real quick using the scanner app, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Open up my scanner.
Josh, we put a QR code on the new security vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on
It has all the information and then a
Okay,
link
wow.
to our website.
That's an interesting use.
No, I don't.
Well, it sounds like you guys are pretty familiar with QR codes, so we won't spend too much time on it. But
With my name on it.
switch.
I said we put a picture of Bob, but it has
Yeah,
my name.
Paul Bob Blagwell. Off
Okay, so it pulled up the website URL that we put into it. So it's like I said, you can put it into your syllabus or onto your security vehicle or whatever you want to, so that people can get to a website really quickly without having to stop and jot down a URL and go back and type it into their web browser. It's a pretty handy little feature. There was one last thing I wanted to show you guys using the computer, and it is a handy way to search for apps. Sometimes using the app store that's built into your device is not very user-friendly. So if you go to Google and you use this special little shortcut, you type site : itunes.apple.com, and then you search for the name of your app like Angry Birds, then it's going to give you search results that are only from the Apple App Store. So doing a Google search is, in my opinion, a lot easier and more intuitive than searching for apps when you're using your iPad. The other day, Knett, who just left, she asked for an app to help with Bible verse memorization, and we couldn't find it anywhere in the store, but then I did this method and I typed in Bible verse memorization. And we got a whole bunch of apps real fast that are specifically for helping you memorize Bible verses. So you'd be surprised how many types of apps there are out there and how specific they get and what they're made for. So I just wanted to show you guys that you can use Google to search for apps as well.
Hey Josh, there's one other way you can do it through your web browser. Go to the site appshopper.com, and it gives the functionality of what you had there with the site, but a little bit better interface.
Okay, so you can also use this site here, appshopper.com.
The search will be just like the Google search, and you can restrict which thing it's looking for.
Okay, so yeah, it's a pretty similar interface, but you can restrict it by price or other things that you can't do using Google. So thanks, it's very, very handy. All right, well that is all the apps I had time to show you guys today. Do you guys have any questions about any of those ones that I showed you? I know it was kind of a lot to cover all at once. If you guys have any questions about it, please feel free to ask me. We're going to be putting